Who we are today is a result of who we were yesterday. Once only small and ruled by the British were we. The British set many acts, laws, and restrictions upon the colonists. They were all set in place to keep British control intact. British oppressive rule was driven by the need for money after the French and Indian War. For this, the colonists were wrongly held accountable. Through the establishment of many acts, Britain gained taxes from the colonies. The Proclamation Act, the Sugar Act, and the Stamp Act proved to violate civil rights and liberties. Events proceeded that called for action. What was the revolution? The last straw for the colonists, a chance to gain independence and freedom, the courageous act of turning against the British that would redefine American living forever. There were fervent outbreaks of violence. The most impacting of these was the Boston Massacre. The tragedy occurred on the 5th of March, 1773, at the present-day intersection of Devonshire and State Streets in downtown Boston. Accounts of the day often depict the colonists as completely innocent. However, court arguments challenge observances of colonist provocation in the form of swinging clubs and daring British officials to shoot. 5 colonists were killed by British muskets that day. 5 was a number too large for the Massachusetts colony. They argued in court with malicious intent of brutal punishment for the British. John Adams proved Captain Preston innocent due to the testimony stating that he stood between his men and the crowd, hence being highly unlikely that he would have given his men the order to fire. Preston was acquitted by John Adams' wit. The British were portrayed as undesirable, evil people. Fueled through newspapers and by word of mouth, the colonists found more common agreement. Based upon hatred and warfare, this agreement made collaboration to amend politics a much smoother process. Encouragement was present in people's windows, bringing back memories of the massacre. Poems, artwork of the victims, and lanterns illuminated the windows of Paul Revere and other upset patriots. The colonists would sit no longer but take a stand. They would repay the British dearly in war. A revolution is a turn, speaking scientifically. The turn of the Americans was a change for the betterment of the people as a whole. It was the construction zone for the development of our nation. Although it did not immediately tend to the concerns of women's rights, racism, and slavery, the American Revolution prepared the nation for far more radical thinking and new social etiquette. A more independent economy showed a connecting to the past success. Brought upon much more previously by the Sugar Act, Stamp Act, and others, the American Revolution eradicated a major cause of its occurrence. The colonists had created such documents that embodied the desire of free and just living that is provided by the United States. In widespread politics, other countries have adopted similar ideals found within the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution of the United States of America. Standards were set for living, and the American dream is interpreted for oneself. Resolve, then, we must, to turn and observe our past, so that amends can be made for the future. Anytime a group of people stand for change, they demonstrate the hope for increased efficiency of living. It also shows the expectations our nation's founders and builders have set for us. The colonists' success is captured in a quote of Henry David Thoreau's: "If one advances confidently in the direction of his dreams, and endeavors to live the life in which he has imagined, he will meet with a success unexpected in common hours." Having done just this, a battle for a dream, the colonists had reaped success from the fertile soil of a newly independent United States of America.